What's going on, my friends? Today, a different kind of build in 2K25. I feel like I've made just about every build that you possibly can make this year, from centers, inside centers, to poppers, to small guards that can dunk, that can shoot, 6'6" builds that can dribble, shoot, everything in between. But I haven't made a tall ISO build. I don't think I've ever made a build like this in 2K. So I asked you guys, what's the glitchiest height to catch a lot of bodies? And pretty much all of you guys said 6'9". So I'm going to make a 6'9" two-way ISO build and just grind 2K for the rest of the year with this build. I think this build will be a lot of fun. And, you know, the later that we get into the game, obviously, the less people are playing. So whether it's ones or twos, I'm just going to be mastering this build for the rest of the year. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And I definitely think this is something that I want to actually master by the time 2K25 ends. So let me know what you think about this build by the end of the video, and subscribe if you're new. You guys have been showing a lot of love and support this year. We're on the road to 3,000 subs. We're almost like around 200 subs away. So really appreciate it. I really value your guys' input and words. So when it comes to this build, like, I'm really designing this build because you guys said this is going to be glitchy. So let's get right into it. Stop the yapping. Let me shut up for a second. We're going to go 86 speed, 85 agility. We're going to have a 73 strength and an 80 vertical. Once I actually start making this build and finalizing this build, it's going to make a lot of sense why I did the things that I did. But let's just keep it going here. Offensive rebound. We're going to have a 72 rebound. We're going to have a 74 block, 79 steal there, with an 87 perimeter and a 74 interior. Now, I have 15 cap breakers. I'm going to have 16 by the end of this season, or at the end of the season, I should say. So a lot of opportunity here with the cap breakers. The first one, I'm going to use 15 on my perimeter defense. I'm going to get Challenger on gold, on ball menace on gold, and pick dodger on gold. So at 6'9", no, my wingspan isn't crazy long, but being 6'9", my standing reach is going to be pretty crazy. So having those badges on gold is going to be really, really good. It's going to make me feel like I'm moving a little bit better than a 6'9". Maybe I'll feel more like 6'6", 6'7" is the hope. I don't know what takeovers I can get. I'm going to look at that here with you guys, honestly, and figure out what I will use. But if you look at the right side, right, where these badges are, these are all tier 2 badges. So I could really get Challenger on Hall of Fame. I could get on ball menace on Hall of Fame. And I think that sounds very, very glitchy. Maybe you guys knew this before I did, but I did not know that this is what you could do at 6'9". So as an ISO build, or as a dribbling tall build, you know, you're definitely going to be lacking defensively. So being able to have one of these badges on Hall of Fame is definitely game changing in my opinion, to be honest with you, especially being a guard. Obviously I'm taller, but being a guard, having these badges that high is definitely glitchy. So I think that that's going to make up for a lot of the things that I might lack at this height. With that extra cap breaker at the end of the season, I'll probably put it on agility just so I can max it out. But I guess we'll wait for that. But I'm definitely going to put 5 cap breakers on the perimeter defense, and get 92. Steal is definitely not great, but as you can see, I can do pretty much everything. I'm going to play solid defense. I can guard a big for just a little bit with a 74 interior, so that feels really good there. But yeah, having this as tier 2 seems very glitchy. Playmaking, we're going to have a 75 speed with ball, 80 ball handle, and we're going to have just a 65 pass. And now I know that I'm moving away from pass accuracy. When it comes to making these like demigod glitchy looking builds, the pass accuracy is always going to lack. I feel like my IQ is good enough this year where I know when to pass it. I wish I could get more pass. I definitely do. But when it comes to getting the things that I really, really want in order to make this build glitchy, like perimeter defense at a 92, my dunk's going to be really high. My shooting's going to be really high. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to be an ISO build, so I'm not going to be looking to pass a ton unless it's obvious. So, like I said, I'm really trying to master this build this year. So, pass accuracy is going to be the thing that it really lacks. I also don't want 55 pass just because, I mean, that's obviously far too low. 65 is still very, very low. I feel very comfortable at 71, so going just a little bit less there is going to be interesting, but this is where you guys can put your input in the comments. You know, is 65 going to be too low? Definitely can see the argument, but once you guys see what the rest of the build looks like, I think it's going to make a lot of sense. 80 ball handle. I'm going to miss out on handles for days. I think could I get it at all? No, I can't. So it just makes sense to have it at 80. Unfortunately, it's not going to get any higher. I really wish I could get handles for days on silver, but nonetheless, we're going to get strong handle on gold. We're going to get unpluckable silver. I really got to learn how to take care of the ball with this build. That's part of the thing that I'm a little nervous about. I definitely never have claimed to be a good ball handler at all. Even when I have a 98 ball handle like I do on one of my builds, I don't feel like I'm a very good dribbler. So we gotta learn. We gotta learn. That's gonna be the theme for today's build is we gotta learn. But I'm excited to see what this feels like. Strong handle gold should bail me out a good amount. So I've always said that this is a very underrated badge this year in 2K25. So yeah, we got that on gold. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I like to shoot. I've always been a shooter. If there's anything I'm good at, it's being a tough shot maker. And with this build, I gotta have shooting. So I got an 83-3 to have limitless, and I'm gonna put 5 more cap breakers to get mid-range to a 93. So for instance, when I get up to a 93, we're gonna have Deadeye Gold, Set Shot Specialist Hall of Fame, and Gold Shifty. My thought process here is that my tier 2, I'm gonna have either Challenger or On Ball Menace on Hall of Fame with my cap breakers. And here I'm going to have Set Shot Specialist on Legendary. I think this will be very, very interesting, very, very broken to have that badge +1 to Legendary. It's going to take some time to get there, but until I get there, it is going to be on Hall of Fame, which I still think is very, very good. Let me put everything back down to where it was now. I think that was there. This is probably, ooh, we got to keep that there. But yeah, I think having that on Legendary is going to be very, very good. So 83-3 here, 93 middy there. And the last couple things we're going to do is that we're going to have the driving dunk to an 88. We will have Posterizer on gold. We could put Posterizer on Hall of Fame. At Dunk Fest event that just ended, I was using a build that had 93 dunk with no badge +1 on it, and I was catching bodies with 6'3". So I gotta think that at 6'9", I'm just gonna naturally catch a lot of bodies with this badge on gold. But if not, you know, I think I can live with Set Shot Specialist on Hall of Fame, and we can put Posterizer Hall of Fame, which now that we're talking about it, that probably makes a little bit more sense, putting this on Hall of Fame. I'm also going to have a 70 layup so I can get that physical finisher badge. I wish I could get up to layup Mixmaster at 75, but I really just don't have the attributes for it. And then last but not least, let me see if I messed something up here. I think I did. Oh, it's my free throw. That's what it is. So 63 there. We're going to have a 64 post control just to have a little bit of post powerhouse, just a little bit of post fitted phenom, just a little bit of post hook specialist, you know, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just to have it. If I decide to go up a little bit more, maybe I can get post up poet, maybe I can lower this and then go up here and go up to 81. You know, that might be interesting as well there. Maybe an 81 post control and show you guys just how deadly I am with the post fade phenom. This might be what we do. I'm not gonna lie, this might be what we do. Let me know in the comments what you rather see. Do I get my, you know, do I go up and get the physical finisher on bronze? That feels like I should probably do that. Or do I put that down all the way, have full trust and belief in my driving dunk, and show you guys what post fade phenom looks like on the Hall of Fame level? So those are our options right there, but this is the build. So 5 cap breakers here, 93 dunk, 5 cap breakers here, 93 middy, and 5 cap breakers here for 92 defense. And then that extra cap breaker we'll probably put down here for agility if I had to guess. But this is the build, man. Top 4 stats, because I know that that's pretty much the most important part of a build, is like, what are your top 4 stats? What's going to pop up when your player loads up into a game? You're going to have a 93 dunk, a 93 middy, a 92 perimeter, and then what? Probably speed or agility. Yeah, probably like 86, 85. So this is about as well-rounded as a build can get this year, in my opinion. I mean, considering that I'm 6'9", I'm going to be able to defend pretty well. My speed's going to lack, my agility's going to lack, but I'm not slow by any means. That's what I want to look at, actually, is takeovers. So what takeovers would we have access to? Above the rim, post machine, maybe, probably not. Let's keep it going. Driver, driving dunk and ball handle, probably not. Fearless focus, silky shooter, that could be nasty. Mid-range and perimeter, and post control goes up, so that would be pretty good too, to be honest. Let me see what else. Make it rain, a spot up. Vice, that's probably what we might end up doing, just so I can actually get a stop. Middy maestro, we can get a vice. I really like that a lot. Let me see. Slice, maybe slice. Spot up shooter. That looks like it's going to be it. 3 and D. We're probably going to end up just doing vice, mirror. Just because I feel like offensively, I'm going to be able to do what I want once I actually master everything offensively, and then defense is what I'm going to end up lacking. Let me see if there's any like speed that we can get. There's not any speed. Oh, here we go. Slice. Yeah. Amplifies overall dunking ability and makes skilled dunks easier. Yeah, speed and agility. I mean, we'll be walking around. We'll have a 99 driving dunk. We'll have, what, +7 speed agility. So we'll have 92 speed and agility by the end of the season. So that seems pretty glitchy there. I just wanted to run through that real quick. But let me know if there's something that I need to change to get a better takeover. I got the attributes that I want. So now it really does just come down to what takeovers we want. So let me know what you think about this build. Let me know what you think about my vision for this build. This is the build that I would like to make and grind for the rest of the year. And every time you guys see me load up a stream, which I will be doing more often, so make sure you sub up and follow the Twitch for sure, and sub up to the YouTube channel for sure as well. But every time I load up a stream, this is probably going to be the build that I will load up on, depending on what you guys think about it. So yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Peace.